It was just another cold, early, and peaceful Thursday morning. At 7 a.m., I got up for practice, and I was on the jog to ensure that I was on time and to generate some warmth. As I was passing through the parking lot that is just 50 feet away from the building where we are practicing, in my peripheral vision, I could see an object flying towards me. At this moment, time went still. Everything felt like it was going in slow motion. I braced my entire body, and then it went. This is the story of the time that an accident had a great impact on my life. First of all, I want to give you all some backstory so that you can understand the gravity of the effects of this event. Soccer was my first dream. I spent countless hours of my life training. Eventually, all of this paid off, and I became a college soccer player. This meant the absolute world to me. Midway through the season, things were getting a little rocky because I injured my ankle. I lost all the momentum I had, and I knew I was going to have to work hard to get it back. Wednesday, before the accident, I found out that I would be starting. I was absolutely stoked, and I felt invincible, especially to be coming back for such a big game. Now I want to take you to Thursday, the day of the incident. That morning, the object flying towards me was a vehicle. It hit me on my left side, going 30 miles per hour. Upon impact, I busted through the windshield with my left arm, and it sent me flying through the air, and it felt like I was spinning in a tornado. After what felt like countless hours in the air, I eventually hit the ground and landed on my right side. At this moment, my fight or flight response kicked in. My entire body was in searing pain, and everything felt broken. Despite this, I got up to go get help. I could barely stand on one leg, and I was starting to lose consciousness. I honestly thought I was dying. I limped 50 feet into the building, and someone brought me a chair, and I was dripping blood everywhere. Everyone was in shock, but meanwhile, I was in my chair, and it felt like my soul was leaving my body. My vision started going green, and it felt like somebody was closing my eyes. I honestly thought this is my last day on earth. At some point, I lost consciousness, but when I regained my consciousness, the ambulance was there to take me to the hospital. Lastly, I want to give you the aftermath of the incident. By the grace of God, I had no broken bones. All I had was bruises on my legs, on my ribs, on my elbows, and on my arms. I also had an entire arm with cuts and filled with glass. I had road rash all over my arms, on my elbows, and on my hips, and on my back. But luckily, I was able to leave the hospital that day. From then on, it became very difficult to do everyday basic things. I could barely move, I could barely change my clothes, I could barely sleep, I could barely use the bathroom. I was on crutches for approximately 3 weeks. That day, my season had indeed come to an end. This concludes my story. I learned a lot from this story about myself and how it affected me physically and mentally. I learned to appreciate the little things in life and never take them for granted. The moral of the story is that no matter what life throws at you, you can always get through it because everything happens for a reason. Thank you.